Well, first of all, there's no option from a business perspective to not go into the cloud these days. So for the folks that are looking for transformation, innovation, they've got to do it. And one of the problems that they have is, from a security perspective, even if they have a mature security program within their organization, it's just different enough that they're going to run into some problems. You can't do the exact same thing that you do on-prem that you do in the cloud. The biggest challenges for an organization is the governance model that they're using right now. Is that governance model, is the appropriate scaffolding in place to allow them to move to the cloud without altering anything? And I think that's where we come in. For example, we have a client that had a lot of assets already operating in the cloud, but they didn't have the appropriate governance framework. So the lines of business were using the cloud, and that seemed to be an acceptable thing. Actually, when they finally did the tally, there were hundreds of thousands of dollars a month being spent on the cloud, but there was no consistency across that. And that's where a true framework and governance model that's put into place, that when certain data types are being used for anything, whether internal or external, but especially in the cloud, they know the appropriate controls to put around those. And that just doesn't happen by default. If the security isn't a requirement for those workloads, it's not going to happen. So what we typically do is back up, look at the overall governance model that an organization has for their on-prem, and make sure that those things can be put in place in a cloud perspective. They've got different data types, they've got different security controls that they already use, and we want to do kind of a parity in the cloud. It's not always going to be the exact same thing, which that's where I think the challenge is for our clients, is they've got to come in and either learn all this new technology, ingest it all, work it into their program, train their folks to be able to manage and monitor their assets in the cloud, and that's overwhelming.